So, you've been thinking of purchasing your own bar or restaurant, but you have no idea where to start? I got you. It's Dave Allred, the Real Barman here from barpatrol.net. Today, I'm going to help you avoid the devastating landmines that plague people when looking to purchase a restaurant for the first time by giving you 20 of the most important factors to look for when you're looking to purchase a restaurant, because you don't want your dreams to blow up in your face because you didn't know what to look for, you didn't know what to do, and you didn't know what to ask. So this question was recently asked in my Bar and Restaurant Mastermind Facebook group, and there were so many great answers in there from the experienced owners and managers in that group. So I'm going to cover some of the more maybe well-known answers that you may have heard of before, and there might be some in there that you haven't heard of before, because I want you to be super savvy so you know what to look for if and when you're ready to purchase your own place. And speaking of my Bar and Restaurant Mastermind Facebook group, if you want to join it, click on the link below in the description. Go apply for it, as it is a private group, but we have over 3,000 owners and managers in that group right now, and it is awesome. Go check it out. Okay, let's get to it. So for starters, you need to make sure you're dialed into the right mindset when you're getting ready to purchase an existing business. Okay, I hear people all the time say, I don't know what went wrong. I looked at their profit loss statements and everything looked great. How could this be? Yes, of course it looked great. The previous owners entered that information into the P&L, and they can enter any information they want. Okay, your job as a buyer is to infiltrate and interrogate like you're a CIA agent trying to extract information from a notorious terrorist. That might seem a bit dramatic, but the mistake I see from people purchasing a restaurant is they are simply too trusting and they take the seller's word for it. So let's get this checklist going. So number 1 of 20, you're going to want to hire a broker and an accountant. All right, unless you're an expert in these areas, don't mess around and try to do it yourself. But you do want to make sure that you do your due diligence, because brokers in general are filthy cockroaches sometimes, and you don't want to take chances there. So find recommendations on Facebook or wherever. Number 2, and this is similar to the first one, but it is super important. Do not use the seller's broker. Okay, this is like being a defendant in a murder trial and you use the prosecutor's lawyer to defend your case. Okay, this seems obvious, but I've heard horror stories of this happening when people purchase a business. Number 3, ask them why they're selling. Okay, they might be retiring or moving or just tired of running a business, but if it's for financial losses, they're probably not going to tell you that's what it's for, because they're not going to sell it otherwise. So you need to pay attention, ask them the questions, and then use your spidey senses. And if you get a bad feeling from it, walk away right then. It has to be for a reason that makes you feel comfortable. Number 4, check the financials, not just the P&Ls. I'm talking actual tax returns for the last 3 years, current year's income tax statement, bank deposits, expense reports. Yes, look at their books, look at their accounting records, look at their P&Ls, but the tax records show exactly what they reported. And don't trust that they made more than they claimed, right? They're like, well, our tax statements show this, but we actually made more, we just didn't report it. All right, you don't know that. Okay, this is one of the most important factors on this checklist. Did they make a profit or not? Number 5, what is their debt? Because you're taking on whatever that is. Okay, so make sure to check if they have any unpaid bills or payroll or anything that's not transparent in the other financial documents. Number 7, check all licenses and permits and make sure that they are current. This includes all city, state, and federal requirements and code standards, meaning building codes, fire codes, handicap, etc. And don't just take their word for it that they're current. Okay, cross-check with the proper entities. If they have a liquor license, can it be transferred to you? All right, you need to find this out, because transferring liquor license in some states can be a long, drawn-out process. Number 8, make sure all equipment and building structure is in good working order. If it needs to be repaired, the seller needs to repair it. Okay, this includes the entire building structure, the roof, the plumbing, the electrical, the HVAC system. Any piece of equipment that's a hunk of junk, get rid of it and get your own. Just make sure that that hunk of junk is removed from the price of sale. You don't want to have to pay for it. Okay, make sure you're running the AC and the heater for at least an hour. All right, I got that suggestion from someone in my Facebook group, and it's an excellent one. And yes, you need to run both. It doesn't matter what season it is. If it's winter and you just test the heater, and then it comes June and you try out the AC and it doesn't work, well, then you're SOL. Number 9, find out if the equipment is leased or owned and if it's part of the sale. Okay, some owners will hike up the price tag on the sale because they include the furniture and equipment, only to find out that the landlord owns the furniture and equipment. Sneaky, sneaky. Number 10, if you're taking over a lease, make sure to have your broker go over that lease thoroughly, and then make sure to get the approval of the landlord before signing anything. Okay, often the landlord's going to want to do their own due diligence to make sure you have experience and that you know what you're doing. They don't want some bumpkin coming along and taking over the business and then have it go belly up in 6 months. Okay, that hurts them. Number 11, check the location. This is probably the most popular factor that people look for when purchasing a restaurant. Location, 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 right? So you need to look and make sure, is it easily accessible? Is there easy parking? All right, can the sign be seen from passing traffic, or is it buried behind trees? Is it in a crappy location? Is it crime-ridden? You need to do your due diligence here. Make sure that your location is easily seen and easily found by your guests. Number 12, check the POS system. Okay, owners are often locked into long contracts with POS companies, so you need to ask yourself if you want to take that POS system over, if you even like it, or if you want to find your own. 13, check to see if there's any outstanding liabilities. All right, does the restaurant have any past pending or potential lawsuits? All right, nothing worse than purchasing a restaurant, getting all ready to go, and then find out you're being sued because of the previous owner's mistakes. 14, have a non-compete agreement written up with the seller that states he or she will not open a competing restaurant within a specified radius for at least 5 years. You're going to need a lawyer for this. 15, ensure all vendor relationships are intact because you're going to need supplies. Okay, so ask for a copy of the contracts with all the suppliers so you can see the pricing, and then you're going to have some starting point so you can negotiate with them. Okay, so you're going to need the vendor list, the information of the rep, as well as if there's any outstanding balances. 16, check online reviews. Now, if you're changing the name and the theme of your restaurant, that's good, but do people have a negative connotation with that location? Okay, low reviews means people are pissed and they're not soon going to likely return to that location, even if it does change hands. 17, find out if they have gift cards. If so, you're going to need a printout of all outstanding gift cards because you're going to have to be compensated on the sale because you're going to have to redeem those. 18, are you taking on the current employees that already work there? If so, you're of course going to need their records, their files, their payroll information, etc., etc. Also, are you bringing in your own training manuals and employee handbook? If so, that's great. If not, ask the seller if you can have theirs, if they have them. Okay, at the very least, you'll be able to use them as a template so you can create your own. 19, we're almost there, we're almost done. All right, ask for contractors' information. Okay, this includes any people or companies that do work for the restaurant. This includes carpenters, plumbers, electricians, gardeners, night cleaning crew, etc., etc. And finally, number 20, look for anything in the contract that the seller's including that you don't need. Okay, this includes equipment, furniture, recipes, the restaurant name, the branding, that's all intellectual stuff. Look for anything in there. If you need that stuff, that's fine, but look for anything that they're trying to sneak in there that you don't need because you don't want to have to pay extra for that stuff. So there you go. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, meaning this doesn't cover every single little detail when you're purchasing a bar or restaurant. You're going to have to look for those things. Your broker and accountant are going to have to look for those things, but these are some of the biggies. These are some of the most important factors you need to look for when purchasing a restaurant so you don't get taken. And then before I go, I'll just mention really quickly, if you are looking to start up a restaurant, you might want to check out my Restaurant Startup Secrets. It's an online course and business plan that's going to show you exactly how to do that. It has break-even analysis, how to deal with your capital budget, how to find a location, how to research demographics, has financial templates, everything you need. I'm going to have that link below in the description of the video. You can go check that out if you wish. So I hope this helped. If you are buying a restaurant soon, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you make millions and millions of dollars. Okay, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I'm going to see you next time. I'm out.